Welcome to Girlies vs. TBR. I'm Melissa.
I'm Maddie.
And today we have our June wrap-up and TBR video for you guys. Yay! The first one I have is the one that I was currently reading last time. So that was 3 Hearts Hideaway by Luna Day. I was reading that on KU. Mm-hmm. That's the one where she goes to like the small town and then she meets these 2 guys that do the, they're like working on a B&B. So I finished it. It was very cute. I feel like the ending kind of was like too quick. Yeah, like I wanted it to be a little bit longer, but overall it was really cute. I would say, like Lily Gold is here, and that one was, like, here.
Spice level?
Not necessarily spice level. Like, I was expecting a few more scenes.
Aww.
Or, like, one more scene, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to, I don't know how, like, long it is, like, actually, like, looking at it, you know what I mean? So, I don't know if it was, like, a little bit shorter, but I'm kind of, like, more used to, like, the Lily Gold style.
Gotcha.
So, maybe that's why I was kind of like, yeah. I still really liked it. It was really cute. Yeah, I feel like Lily Gold is still, like, more top tier than that one was.
Hell yeah.
But I would say, like, check it out. It's on KU. If you like the Throuple Situation, definitely, like, check it out because it was really cute.
I have Listen to Your Sister by Neena Viel. I don't know how to say the last name. I talked a lot about this one in the Summer Reads video, so if you want more information, go check that out. But essentially, it's like a Jordan Peele movie. So Get Out has the humor and the seriousness and the social critique and basically the Black experience in this whole thing. Essentially, a Black sister is trying to keep her 2 Black brothers safe and alive in this world that we live in. And so yeah, it's a lot of anxiety inducing situations because it's a lot of like real life things. Yeah. And you would never expect who the villain turns out to be if they could even be called a real, like the real villain of this. Yeah. It gets very paranormal-esque towards like middle to end because a lot of things happen. They go to this cabin. Shit goes down. Shit goes down. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this one. This was good. I could see it as a movie.
Ooh,
that's all I gotta say.
Perfect. And you went on like a horror kick after the small town stuff, right?
I did.
Yeah.
It was such a switch because I really... There's so many fantasies that I wanted to read, but I don't think I was ready for it. Yeah. So after the small town, I was like, let me just get into horror. Usually that gets me into fantasy. Yeah. Because it's just such a genre switch that I'm like, okay, I'm ready for some fantasy. Maybe that happened, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see towards the end of this video. Yeah.
The next one I did on audio, it was Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. I really, really liked this. While I was listening to this one, I was like, I think this is my favorite Ali Hazelwood book. It's just like, she is so like dry and like like serious. They're both kind of using each other for like physical comfort, I would say. Yeah. And so she is very much like, no, we're gonna like have sex and then like that's it. She only sleeps with somebody one time and then she moves on. She uses like an app to like hook up with people.
Kind of like Tinder situation?
Yeah, but more like sex forward.
Ah,
yeah. Okay. So that like you and that person match up and like what you want out of your encounter kind of thing. She like meets up with him one night and then something happens, like her brother shows up and kind of like ruins it and she's like, I don't really like feel like doing this anymore, like I'm not in the right headspace. And he's like, okay, that's fine, like let me just take you back. He like wants to take her back to her place to make sure her brother doesn't like come at her again because her brother's like a little unhinged. Yeah, so they have that whole thing and she's like, okay, you know, whatever, bye. And then she comes into work like the next day or like on Monday or whatever and finds out that like this company is like buying out her company and she's a research person. Obviously they're all STEM. It's Ali. This company that is buying out hers, like, they come out with, like, the board members that are, like, there to talk to them, and he's one of them. Yeah. And so she's like, shit, like, that's the guy that I was, like, about to hook up with. And so then they're kind of like, should we probably shouldn't, because like, your company is like literally trying to take over my company. Like, his group of friends is like the rest of the board. So you kind of get the sense of, like, his company is trying to do something good, and you're like, why do they not like the person running her company? And so there's, like, this thing that they're, like, they kind of have to uncover, and you're just like, I don't understand, like, what is happening, really. So they, like, kind of uncover that. But the whole time, they're like, they have tension. We want to, but we shouldn't.
Damn. I love that.
Yeah.
I love the yearning. Yeah. And the slow burn. Is it slow burn?
I don't really think it's necessarily a slow burn. Like, I guess in the term, like, in the sense of, like, there is a burn, but it is, like, it's, like, pretty even almost. Gotcha. Like, you know what I mean? Because they are still, they do some, like, hookup things throughout. But it's, like, again, that sense of, like, but we shouldn't be doing this. Okay. I shouldn't want your company is taking over my job. Gotcha. But, yeah, I really liked how, like, just dry and, like, serious she was. Like, it was so different. And I just thought she was, like, fucking hilarious. So I loved that one. I think that was my favorite Ali book. Yeah, even more than Deep End, and I like Deep End a lot. Except for that one, Friends.
We don't need to talk about her.
We don't need to talk about her.
We don't need to talk about her.
Yeah.
My next one is The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas. This one was so good. The writing was Picasso. It was Picasso. Like, very much immersive. It had, like, sort of, like, a lyrical vibe to it. Basically, it's dual POV, the main character, and a priest. The hot priest. I mentioned him before in the Summer Reads video.
Yes, the hot priest that previously made an appearance in the summer video.
Yes. There is a love interest in this horror book, so if you want a little bit of that, this is perfect. Essentially, she gets married off because it's back in, like, the 1820s. You know, women have to get married to have, like, some type of, like, estate or some shit.
Women have to be married, have any kind of rights.
Yep. And she goes into this new house. This house is sus. This house is, like, she's like, there's something off about this. Yeah. Things are moving around. She's hearing things. She's hallucinating. Or is she? I don't know.
Or
is
she?
The house is messing with her. And she keeps seeing, like, visions of, like, dead bodies of women. Yeah. There's a lot that goes on to this.
That sounds crazy.
She's like, this house needs an exorcism, and that's when two priests come to the house, the young hot one and the old man that's like, no, this house is fine or whatever. We get the vibe that people know what is going on with this house, and the young priest is like, nah, this house needs something. There's something going on. And so everything goes downhill from there. We find out about her husband and shit. Things happen. And the ending... Don't go into this expecting, like, a... Closure or, like, a happy ending of any sort. Like, it's a horror book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was going to say, I don't know if anyone's expecting a happy ending in a horror book.
Yeah. Don't expect that at all. Because I had questions, and yeah, it's good. I liked it. Yeah. Very action-packed in here.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I love a spooky house. Right after I listened to Not in Love, then I went and listened to Problematic Summer Romance, because the characters are in Not in Love. And I have talked about this one. I think I talked about it also in the summer video. It's so good. Like, it's age gap. From Not in Love, it's his little sister and then his best friend who also is, like, part of that company. They knew each other when she was younger and stuff, but she was, like, a problematic teen and like hanging out or anything. And then she calls the company one day when she's older because she just wants to talk to her brother, but her brother's on a plane, so she has to talk to him instead. And he's like, well, I need to figure out what's wrong, because, like, he'll kill me if I just leave his little sister, like, crying and, like, potentially, like, in a situation, like, we don't know what's happening. Like, he didn't know if it was, like, super serious or what it was. So, yeah, they, like, kind of start talking over the phone kind of thing, which I thought was also really cute. They just like to chat, you know? And maybe some things develop. Maybe they don't. I don't know. And then they're thrust together at the wedding from Not in Love at an Italian, like, villa. And they have to be there for a while. And so now... things happen.
I love the setting.
Yes. The setting. Oh, I loved it. It was so, so good. She is, like, hilarious and just, like, gives him shit the whole time about, like, how old he is. It's so funny. These are, like, I think the best two Ali Hazelwood books. Like, they're just so good. What it is, too, is, especially for Not in Love, like, the FMC is a little bit different than most that you read normally in a rom-com. I feel like she is a little bit, too. Like, this, I don't know, I like their dynamic a lot. So I would say, if you want to read Ali, you should start with Love Hypothesis, like, dip your toe in. But, like, don't say, like, you don't like Ali until you, like, read one of these. Gotcha. Because they're so good.
I'm going to talk about 2 horror books together. Okay. So I have Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. This one's a short and quick read. So if you want something that you could just pick up, read in one sitting, or not really have too much focus on it while you're, like, on vacation or something, this one's a good one. Yeah. This is spooky.
Yeah, that sounded crazy.
Yeah. The main character, she is a professor and has no life, no romantic prospects, nothing. She's like, I'm going to go to a farmer's market every weekend. There she meets this cute woman working this little kiosk, like bakery kiosk shop type of thing outside. And she finds that her sweets are really delicious. They're delicious. Yeah. And the woman is cute. So she's like, I'm going to keep visiting her. Things develop. It's honestly so cute up until the turning point. And this woman, she's like, lots of boundaries. Must be red flags. Professor woman does not care. She's like, no. Whatever.
Girl, you're in a horror book. Pay attention.
Yes. Pay attention. Yeah, it's very spooky. The ending, I thought about it. It haunted me for a few days.
Yeah,
I was scared.
It sounds crazy.
I was scared. Yeah, I was scared. So that's all I gotta say about this one. It's really good. Yeah. It's really good. My next one is Manhunt. I was really excited to pick this up. Gretchen Felker-Martin, right?
Yeah, I think so.
They wrote Cuckoo.
Yeah.
That one is well known.
It's a newer one, isn't it?
That one, a movie came out, I think.
Oh.
I think that's the movie one.
Oh.
I might be wrong, but I think Cuckoo is a movie. I think they made a movie out of it.
Yeah.
But I might be wrong. Anyways. Manhunt. I like the idea of this book where they have to hunt men, essentially, and kill them. It was great. I was like, wow. Get me into it. It does follow 2 transgender women. And so I was like, and they're killing men? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I did not finish this, though.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't tell you this. Yeah. But I did not finish it. I think I must have been, like, maybe in the middle.
Yeah.
I do want to pick it up again. But I think I got to a moment where there was too many characters introduced. That I started getting confused. And it I kind of lost interest in it at that point, because I was like, yes. I was following it. So much was happening. I loved it. And it is pretty gruesome, like the language and everything. It is like, it's not forgiving in any way. At all. And yeah, I think that's what happened. I just was like, okay, who is this person? Like, there was too many characters, and maybe I just at that point didn't want horror anymore. Yeah. Or the characters just threw me off. I just remember being like, okay, wait, I don't care about this person. I care about the 2 main characters, and that's it. Like, I just... Yeah. I mean, that happens a lot, especially in fantasy, when they just start name-dropping way too many characters, and it's like, they could be faceless, especially if they're not important to the story. Yeah. Or, like, there's, like, a little bit of importance, but, like, if it's too many characters, I get lost in it. I do want to finish it, because I want to know what happens. But, yeah, I was a little bit... sad that I didn't, like, actually go back and finish it. So this one is still in progress. It's like post-apocalyptic vibe. Okay. Like, the end of the world, shit is horrible. They're trying to survive.
The end of the world is nuts.
Yeah. It's post-apocalyptic, so I love those vibes.
Yeah.
No critique about the writer, though, because the writing was great. It's just, I think I got lost, and I just wasn't in the mood to have to go back and really focus on it. Because, like, you really have to... Because I think I started listening to it.
Oh, okay.
And then I just started getting confused. And I was like, yeah, no, I will come back to this when I am good. So that's in progress. No DNF. No DNF.
Just DNF for now.
Yeah. From what I've read, it's really good.
Yeah.
So far.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Next, I read Savor It by Tarah DeWitt. I picked this one up because I have seen everybody talking about Left of Forever, and that one is a second chance romance, and I knew that these were, like, an interconnected standalone. So I'm, like, very strict in the fact that I have to read the first one first.
The characters do pop up.
Yeah, and they did. So now I, like, know more background, kind of. You know what I mean? Yeah, both of these characters are, like, a little bit older, which I like. For Left of Forever, they're a couple who, I think they're either divorced or separated. And they're trying to, like, their kid is, like, going off to college. And so they're like, hey, let's give this, like, one more shot. I like that the characters are all, like, a little bit older in this series. This is, like, again, that, like, touristy town setting, like, little town setting. And she is a teacher and, like, takes care of all these animals. And he is, like, this hotshot chef from New York who, like, literally has, like, a Michelin star as a chef. And then he, like, does something to blow up his career, kind of. He, like, yells at this, like, food critic. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And so he is, like, no longer working at that restaurant. But the owner of the restaurant is like, hey, I want to open up this restaurant in this little town. Like, can you go scope it out, start on the menu, and, like, keep an eye on the construction and stuff. So he goes and does that, and he's like, okay, well, I'm, like, basically only here for the summer while the restaurant gets up and running. But he, like, kind of sees her, and, like, they kind of start hanging out. And he has his niece with him, who he's basically, like, the guardian of, because his sister died a while ago, like, before the book started. He has been kind of taking care of his niece. So he's, like, trying to figure out how to do that, and, like, take care of unruly teenager too, and so she's kind of, like, helping him with that too, because she teaches around that age. This was really, really cute. I feel like I might like Left of Forever a little bit better.
Okay.
I did like this, though. I would, like, it's not my super favorite.
Star rating.
I want to say, it's really hard, because I feel like right when I finish it, I'm like, wow, that was amazing. And then now I'm like, do I remember a lot of details? Like, yeah, I do. I would say, like, 3.75.
Okay, that's
3 for me is average, where I could, like, read it and just be like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't really need to talk about this.
Would you recommend that?
I would. Like, if you want a small town...
Would that be your first small town?
No.
Okay.
Not necessarily. I did like her writing, so, like, I do want to keep reading her book. I'm definitely going to read Left of Forever.
You'll probably like that one more.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might. I don't know why I'm, like, kind of getting into, like, second chance romances.
It's been that vibe for a while.
Yeah. So maybe it's just that I was like, I need to read this so I can get to Left of Forever.
It's the Julie Soto.
Yeah, it was the Julie Soto. It was. That was, like, chef skits. Like, the way she set everything up for that. Yeah. I did like it, but I'm excited to get on to Left of Forever. We'll say that. The next one we both read, obviously, because we did a book chat, was Not Safe for Work by Nisha J. Tuli. Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think our favorite thing was the banter.
Yeah.
And also how well Nisha did the slow burn.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
And I was familiar with her work.
Yeah.
Because I did read The Artifacts of Oranos. That series is amazing. And slow burn as well. So good. This one was so much fun. Yeah. The jokes was great. Yeah. Yeah.
She's fucking hilarious.
So funny. Like, it had no right to be this funny.
Yeah. I think I loved, too, that, like, whenever he knew that she was, like, basically drooling over him, he, like, called her out on it. And then she would, like, call him out on things, too. They're like, wait, well, you're also drooling over me, like, so whatever.
Right.
And so, like, I loved that part of it, too. Yeah, I was, like, pleasantly surprised at that.
Little summary. If you didn't watch our book chats, we do go in depth in our book chats. So if you are interested, go watch that. there are 2 engineers in this company. His dad owns the company. Mm-hmm. And she is a woman of color that is working for this company. Mm-hmm. She has wasted, I don't want to say wasted, but she spent 5 years of her life giving this company her all just to be passed up for every single opportunity, every promotion, every raise. You know, they're like, yeah, well, we have this leadership training retreat opportunity in Hawaii.
Yeah, so 2 people from every, like, location of the company get to go. And they're gonna, like, suss out who would be good for the, like, leadership, like, the board of the whole company, basically.
She gets picked.
Yeah.
He gets picked.
Yeah. And she's like, what the fuck? Do they just call my name?
Yep. And so they spend 3 weeks in Hawaii. There's really a lot of good tropes in this.
Yeah. So many
good tropes. Yeah. It's actually really, really good.
Yeah. You need to read this.
Yeah. It's a good summer read, too.
Yeah. If you like contemporary romance, if you like rivals to lovers, like they're a little bit rivals to lovers, right? Because they are kind of both competing for leadership positions. Then you need to read that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Like literally laugh out loud.
I laughed a lot.
Yeah.
Alyssa, I read a Julie Soto.
Yes. My goal in life.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I finally read a Julie Soto. Yeah. Alyssa loves Julie so much.
Yeah, she's so good.
And I decided to read this one because every single time you kept explaining this one and the way she wrote it, it persuaded me. Yeah. I was like, yeah, for sure.
I'm still like, when I'm thinking about it.
The brilliance of the writing is so good.
Yes. Thank you. I feel validated.
Yeah. It's so good. She's like a wedding planner. And she has like the biggest wedding to plan of her career. Her ex is a florist. And this couple that's getting married is like, I want him to do our flowers. Yeah. No, he has to be the florist. It can't be anyone else. Like, I cannot. Yeah. And so she's present day. Like, her POVs are present day. His POVs, it got me. The way you were explaining it, like, I was like, okay, that sounds cute. Yeah. Like, actually reading it is so good. So his POVs are back in the day. And it just leads up to where they kind of just, like, break up. Yeah, so it's like, his POVs are, like, of them meeting and, like, getting together. Yeah. But present day, you know something happened and made them break up. Yes. So you're, like, each one is like getting closer and closer to the breakup. And then her POV, each one is getting closer and closer to the wedding day that they have to work together. Yeah. It's just, and it's like, so good. Their interactions, that's what got me. Their interactions in her POV. Yeah. I'm like, because you know, in his POV, he's like replaying all, like, their relationship all over again. Because, like, at the start of each one of his chapters, he's, like, counting down the days. Yeah. Oh, that's what got me so much. I was like, and then so in her POVs, you're like, he's holding himself back. Yeah. Like, you know, he's probably, like, glancing at her. Like, you know, there's still feelings there. And he's trying to act really cold and, like, professional. And she's just like, yeah. It's like, you know? It's like you get the yearning from, like, when they were first together. Yeah. And then when you jump to hers and he's, like, acting so standoffish to her and stuff. But you've already read his and he was, like, obsessed with her. And so you're like, there has to be, like, there's something else going on. Like, there has to be, like, he is so just, like, restraining himself because of something. And you're like, I need to know what happened. And I think that whole thing just, it won me over. I didn't really care about the spicy scenes, and it's not really that spicy. No. But just that plot. Yeah. Like, if Julie Soto decided to not add any spice to this, like, at all, I would not care. It's just the writing was done really, really well. Yeah. I loved it. Yeah. And I was like, okay, Alyssa. Yes. Okay. Yes. See? And I think this might be my first second chance. Yeah. Because I don't remember No?
I feel like that was the one that got me into, like, wanting all these second chance ones, too.
I think
it's the yearning.
Yeah, because, like, you know they have history.
Yeah.
And you know they still, like, care about each other.
Yeah.
It was really good.
I love it.
So now there's 2 people who stamped approved this book.
Yeah, the one that reads contemporary romance almost all the time, and then the one that mostly reads horror and fantasy all the time. We both like it.
Yeah.
So you gotta read it.
That says something. That says something.
Yeah. She's just, her writing is just genius.
And you met her. Which is
exciting. I know. And Rose in Chains comes out literally next week.
And that's fantasy.
Yeah.
So you know I'm going to read fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. I know. I'm so excited for that.
The cover is so pretty. Yeah, it is. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Yeah. Because y'all need to see that. That is good.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
And I felt like I needed to read at least one of her romances. Yeah. Before reading the fantasy. Just because, like, that's her, you know.
Yeah, that's why I even read those to begin with. Because I was like, I want to read Rose in Chains. And I was like, she has contemporary romance. Like, this is this is so weird. Like, she's writing a fantasy or romantasy, but she has these contemporary. And I was like, well, let me just see, like, how I like her writing. Yeah. So that when that one comes out, like, I can really,
I think it's gonna be so good.
I know.
Because if she writes contemporary romance like that.
Yeah. It's just, like,
I'm excited.
It's just the extra, like, details that she adds that are just, like, that's what sticks with me.
It's the small details that you're, like, that just makes it romantic.
And it's, like, those small see? When I was, like, hers are the most romantic books I have ever read. Like, that's what it is. Because it's, like, these tiny details. But they, like, they just, like, punch you through the fucking chest. Okay? Like, the things, like, oh my god. It's so good. Yeah. Like, it's, like, there's the tiniest little things that she, like, drops throughout the book. And then, like, when, like, the big thing happens, you're just like, fuck. So good, so good. My next book, I don't remember who the author was. I'm sorry. We're going to have to put it up on the screen anyway because it's on Kate. It was called 10 Hammers. So I don't...
Did you tell me that you read
I think
this
I did.
Like, briefly? Maybe?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was, like, after I finished reading A Lily Gold, and it was like, here are some other ones that are similar. And the first one that I saw was 10 Mountain Men. And I was like, 10? And then this was, like, purely for, like, what the hell is this? Right? And so that one was part of, like, a series where the first one is 10 Hammers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and so I was like, okay, let me read, again, 10 Hammers first.
Are they handymen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, so it starts out with, like, she is on this, like, renovation show, right, where they, like, flip houses. She knows this family where it's, like, I think one of them is, like, the actual, like, member of the family, and the rest of them are, like, adopted. Okay. / like, fostered, kind of. But there's, like, 10 of them. So, like, his parents just, like, kept taking in kids, kind of thing.
Cute.
Okay, yeah. And so, and she used to live across the street from them growing up. Okay. And then they, like, started this reno show together. And, yeah, they're basically they all do, like, renovations and stuff.
How old are they?
They're older.
Like in their 30s?
Yeah, I think around that.
Okay.
Some of them have other, like, careers, too, right? So they kind of just started this out just together. But one of them is also, like, a musician. I feel like most of the other ones do just, like, 2 of them want to keep doing reality TV and stuff like that. So, yeah, she's on the show. And then she's like, I mean, I, like, love all of them.
I'm here for this.
So,
I'm here for this. I love those things.
Yeah. And then it turns out, right, and she's a curvier girl. They're, like, these giant hunks of men. And, like, she doesn't think they would be attracted to her, kind of thing.
But, they do.
But they are, yeah. And so basically, she kind of has this, like, little side fling with, like, one of the brothers. And she's also virgin.
Okay.
And she's, like, I can't really imagine doing that with anyone else besides, like, one of the Hammer brothers, because I hold them so dear to my heart. We're so, like, emotionally connected because they do the show, and, like, they grew up together, they understand her, and stuff like that. So she kind of has this, like, little side fling with one of the brothers. That was, like, her plan. But then, like, one night she goes down into the kitchen of, like, the house where they're, like, staying, and she thinks it's the brother she has a fling with, but it's not. And so she, like, comes on to him, and he's like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, you have something going on with my brother. And she's like, oh, shit. And, like, flees, right? And then they get together. It turns out they were all like, none of us can have her because, like, she's off limits.
Okay.
And they're basically like, none of us can have her because we all want her. And so they didn't want to, like, start competing. Yeah. And so she's like, what the fuck? Like, and then so the one guy that she was having the fling with kind of broke the whole pact.
So they're like, it's a free-for-all.
Yeah.
It's a free-for-all.
And then she finds out that the producer of their show was like, hey, we should do Winnie's favorite hammer as a spinoff where you, like, date all of them and then you pick one at the end.
All right.
Yeah, and she was like, well, I don't want to do that show because, you know, I don't need people to, like, keep commenting on, like, my appearance and stuff.
Okay.
And so we're not going to do the show. Mm-hmm. But she was like, but we could do it, like, for us. And so then she starts dating each brother.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
What was this called again?
10 hammers. So she starts dating each brother. Okay. I mean, it's smutty. There's group scenes. It's just, yeah.
All right.
I was thinking it was a little cheesy. But I was mainly like, I need to read this because there's 10 of them.
Yeah.
And I was like shook.
I gotta read that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think I might like the Mountain Men one better.
You should read it.
Yeah, maybe I should read it.
You should read it and tell me about it.
Yeah. I was like, it was a great read for, like, the experience of it. You know what I mean? Because I was just like, there's, like, 2 sets of twins. Mm-hmm. There's, like, I think a set of triplets. Like, there's so many characters. It is a little hard to, like, keep them straight. Mm-hmm. But I feel like she did a pretty good job of that, actually. Every chapter it was multiple POVs, too. So some of them were from the guy's point of view, and some of them were from her point of view. She has, like, a little picture, a little, like, cartoon drawing of the guys at the beginning of every chapter that's their POV. So you can kind of, like, keep them connected.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah.
I gotta add that to
10 hammer.
I'm gonna add that to my TBR.
Yeah, it was an experience. I'll definitely say that.
I love that. I love that shit. Alyssa is gonna be proud of me because I read another contemporary romance.
Yeah.
BK Borison, first time caller.
Yay.
Out of all the events that we've been to with her, she is hilarious. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I need to read.
Yeah.
I need to read one.
Yeah.
I have, what is her winter one?
Love Light Farms.
Yes. I have that one.
Mm-hmm.
She has that whole series that's like a seasonal thing. Mm-hmm. I want to buy the rest of them.
Yeah.
But I also didn't, like, read that in the winter. And I feel like it has to be read during that time.
I haven't read that series yet either because I do want to start it. I'm going to start it this winter.
I want to.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say I want to add it to my TBR. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, first time caller. You were also talking about this one.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a Sleepless in Seattle type of retelling vibe, nostalgia, all that good stuff.
Exactly.
And it follows a mom. She's older, and I actually really, really like that aspect of it because her dynamic with her daughter is the cutest freaking thing ever.
Yeah.
And then her dynamic with her daughter and her ex is so cute.
Her daughter's dad. Yeah. They live right next door, and they have this, like, whole, like, family unit that just, like, makes me so happy.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
And, you know, the one night that she's like, who are you talking to? Because her daughter is, like, talking late at night in her room, and she's like, what the fuck? It's so funny. The humor in this is so good.
Yeah.
Talking to this late night host. What is it? Heartstrings. Very cute. All culminates to her going onto the show to find the one or whatever.
Yeah.
I love the build-up.
Yeah.
The build-up between them two.
Yeah. It's just, like, the tension of them sitting next to each other, like, every night or whatever.
And them, like, this facade, because it is a facade of them finding the one for her. Y'all got this chemistry.
Yeah, and everyone knows everyone, even the listeners can tell they have the chemistry. Like the little snippets of their at the beginning of every chapter. Yeah, so good.
The audio does a really great job with the little snippets because it does this little like button sound where like they're going on air and then they like have this little back and forth and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so good. Yeah.
Yeah. The things that happen in this, I don't know. It's cute. I really like it. And it's funny.
Yeah.
And she's a freaking mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's a mechanic.
She don't need no man.
No.
She literally tows his car one night.
So funny.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know what's wrong with it. He calls the tow truck. She shows up and
she pulls up. She's
like, all right, pop the hood.
Let's go. What noise? What noise was it making?
Yeah.
And he's like,
yeah.
Noise? Like, what? Noise?
I fucking love that part.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I love the scene where they are at a bar or a restaurant? A bar. And they're dancing. Oh.
Yeah.
And she's like, I haven't gone on a date. And it's just so cute.
Yeah.
And she gets drunk and says things. And he's like, I will remember that. Keep it lock and key for another time.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really good. The chemistry is really good. Yeah. I love it. Now I feel like I have to watch the movie.
Yeah, me too.
To see
I haven't seen it.
Me either.
Yeah.
I don't think I have. I might have when I was younger. Because it's one of those things where it's like, it's probably like replaying on TV.
Yeah.
But I don't remember.
I know.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one.
Yeah, I know.
So another good one.
Yes.
Another good one.
I'm just like a smug little bitch over here. I liked all the ones that I was like, you need to read that.
Yeah. I'm excited for the second one.
Me too.
I love the art.
Yes.
The illustration is so good. So whoever's doing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's her like handle is like Peaches Again. Is like on Instagram, maybe. They have like shown the cover for book 2. And it's also really good. So it's book 2, book 2 is called Now Back to You. Yeah, and it's a character from that one. Her writing is really good. If you're looking for just like a good rom-com, I don't understand like how she made it feel so nostalgic. Yeah. But like it was.
And I loved their chemistry. I also loved how he connected with the daughter. It was just seamless and cute. And very natural. Like I don't know. Yeah. I love the whole dynamic of them, like the whole group. So yeah. And the snippets that we were getting from the couple for book 2, I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like the one scene, there was like this one scene where like he like the parking space.
And he was like climbing out of his like passenger window.
He's just like, dude,
park somewhere else.
Why are you still?
And he's like, this is my parking spot. He's like, this is where I park. She can't park in her spot correctly.
And she's doing it on purpose, obviously. Yeah. It's so bad, but so funny.
I'm definitely gonna read Love Light Farms, like, starting in the winter.
I need to get the other ones.
Yeah.
Maybe if we go to the Rip Bodice and they have some signed ones, I might get those.
Yeah. Yeah, we should go back. I listened to the only Lana book I had not read yet, which was The Game Changer. The audio for this was really good. Oh. Yeah. Basically, he is a hockey player, and he needs to kind of redeem his image. PR thing that, like, made him have a bad image was there was, like, photos taken of him with someone, another woman, while he was married, obviously, to a woman. So then they were like, oh, he's cheating on her, you know, whatever. And they did end up getting a divorce. There's another story behind it, right? The guy and her brother have been friends for a long time. So she, like, kind of knew of him when she was younger. She had a big crush on him when she was younger and stuff. Comes back and he's like, I need to, like, fix my image, you know, whatever. And she has this, like, baking show that's, like, really well known in Boston. And so she's, like, kind of a local celebrity. And she's like, oh my God, my brother is on this hockey team. Like, why don't we get one of the hockey players to come on and do an episode of my baking show. Like, a big hulking hockey player, like, tries to bake tiny cupcakes.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, sure. And so they contact the team, and they send him, and she's like, oh, shit. Like, not the one guy that I've had a teenage crush on.
Yeah.
And so then they start doing the show, and then they start, like, talking again, and then her brother's like, I mean, obviously, like, we're gonna hang out, like, you're my sister, and you're my best friend. They kind of, like, try to, like, keep it from her brother, too.
It's so good.
And, I really, really, really liked it, and then it kind of, like, comes out, basically, I never believed what the press was saying about you, like, when they said you cheated. I always knew, like, that wasn't you as a person. Yeah, and so he is, like, constantly worried that, like, he's gonna, like, taint her image with, like, things that he does. And she's like, no, because I knew that you were never like that. So, it was so good.
It was so good.
And now I've officially read all the Lana books, except for the one that just came out.
Yeah. I'm so excited for that one.
I'm very excited for that one, too. But yeah, Lana is just good, you guys.
She's a must-buy.
Yeah.
Whenever she comes out with a new one, I'm just automatically buying it.
Yeah. She does so many different micro-genres of romance. Yeah. And they're just all so good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like she puts crack in there or something. Yeah. I eat that shit up all the time. I'm like,
Yes.
I'm
like, I don't even care what this one, like, what micro-genre this is.
I'm just
gonna read it. Yeah. Because that was, like, the only hockey one that you've ever read.
Yes. Yeah. Besides the Elsie Silver one, that's, like, the only. Yeah. Like, I'm not picking up any other sports romance. That I'm just... Because Lana wrote it, I'm just going to read it.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that one was so good. Love it.
It's just, there's something that she, like, puts into the chemistry between the two characters. I don't know what it is. It's just too good. Yeah. She's funny, too, so the humor is really good. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of build-up when they're, like, doing the show together. There's, like, moments. I think it was, like, when she, like, fed him something on a spoon. And they were just, like... entranced.
That's the one scene.
And then everyone on set is like, and they're like, oh shit, like.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I remember about that.
Yeah, I love the little, like, moments and stuff. It's so good, so good.
Captive Prince. I only read, okay, I just want to preface this. I only read 2 chapters.
Wait, that was only 2 chapters?
Everything that I told you that happened in 2 chapters.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I heard good things about this. I didn't know there was mixed feelings about this. I didn't really know what it was about. I bought all 3. There's no going back now. I feel like now it's canon for me to read it. Yeah. I wish I would have looked up reviews to kind of get more of a feel on it. Because when Oyuki said what she said, I was like, wait, what?
I know.
What? I was confused. And then I read the 2 chapters, and I was like, okay.
And you're, like, even more confused.
I'm even more confused because there are things that happen in this that I don't even want to say on YouTube. Yeah. But I was like, the choices that this author has made, this was written back in 2013. Yeah. So... You know, they redid the covers. The covers are really nice.
Yeah, that's what got you.
The covers. I was like, the cover. Let's read it.
You can talk about that too.
Oh yeah, and you know, I also saw Sarah J. Maas. Has a quote up here. Yeah, and the quote is very much what this book is. It says, "A special, unforgettable series. Yeah, lush, brutal, unparalleled." And would you say that from what I was telling you?
Brutal? Yeah.
Because I was texting.
Unparalleled? Yeah, I guess.
I was
because
texting.
It's like, I was like, what the hell?
What did I just read? Yeah. And it was just the first 2 chapters. Yeah. Again, it's canon for me to just read this series. Yeah. So I could talk about it. Yeah. But if anyone has read Captive Prince, like the whole series, please tell me it gets better. Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe so much was happening because they're like, we need to get this out of the way and, like, get to the real story.
Yeah. I don't know. I heard there's problematic themes in here. So I'm a little bit hesitant to continue. Yeah. I mean, if it gets worse than what I've read in just the first 2 chapters, I will try to prepare myself. But again, I feel like I need to read the series now.
A trigger warnings list at the beginning?
No!
Did she have a link for a triggers warning list? That's
no.
dedication.
I think I remember saying that, like, she didn't even... Like, they didn't even add a triggers warning list.
Is it in the back?
I feel like they would put it in the front.
Yeah.
No, I think this series needs a trigger warnings list at the beginning. I know they redid it because it's an older series, but they need to add it because the things alone that I read in the first 2 chapters, I feel like people need to know.
Yeah.
And I heard it gets worse. So
it gets worse.
Yeah, worse. So yeah, I'm gonna read it. I don't know when I'll pick it back up because it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
I'm just like looking at the art now too, and I see that he have a chain around him, and he has the chain.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Anyways, I think now I have to.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah, I want to know like where it ends up.
I own them, and I feel like it would be good content.
Yeah, they're short.
Very, very short.
Yeah.
So you don't have to read it. So you don't have to read it.
Exactly.
I'll read it.
Yeah.
You know?
We need to let the people know.
It's one of those series that is just like, you know, 2013 was an interesting time for certain books to be published. So I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that's one of them.
Yeah.
But I was not expecting what I was reading because I didn't know anything. I was just like, people like
there's no trigger warning list, so why would you know anything going in? The Truth According to Ember by Danica Nava. I believe I said in a previous video that I did want to read this because she has a cowboy one coming out, I think in August, called Love is a War Song. We'll put the cover up because it's very cute too. She is a Native American author, and so obviously her characters are Native American. And it also takes place in Oklahoma, and so I was like very familiar with all the places she was. It was a trip, dude. Literally, she'd be like mentioning places, and I'd be like, I literally know that. And it was crazy for like Oklahoma. Like, obviously, I also lived in California, so, like, if it's set in California, like, oh, yeah, I know that, or whatever. But, like, the specific buildings and stuff in Oklahoma that she was talking about, yeah, it was insane.
Wow.
And also just, cool. Like, how the people act and stuff like that, like, it cracked me up. It cracked me up, because she's so on the nose. But, yeah, basically, she is a Chickasaw woman, and she is trying to go to school for accounting, and right now she works at like a bowling alley. She is just trying to get out of her situation. Like, she's trying to be like the first person in her family to get a college education. She's trying to get a better paying like career instead of just a part-time job kind of situation. So she's really trying to get herself out of like the situation she's in because she wants like better things for herself. However, every time she goes to apply, she puts, you know, that she's a Native American. And she just gets rejection after rejection after rejection. And so her and her friend are just like, what if you just put that you're white instead? And that maybe instead of you're going to classes to get your accounting degree, you already have it. And like, let's just see where that gets you. Okay. And so she's like, okay, fine. Like, we'll do that. She gets approved, right? So she gets calls back after she does that application. She like goes in, and on her way to this fancy job downtown, she runs into this other Native guy. And she's like, he is like the hottest Native man I have ever seen. And he's like, oh, where are you going? She's like, oh, I work at this building, you know, again, just throwing white lies. This girl literally gave me anxiety from all the white lies she tells.
Oh, boy.
Throughout the whole, like, she's kind of a mess, and I love it.
So funny.
It's really funny. She's, like, lying left and right. Like, white lies, you know? And he's just like, oh, okay. Like, that's funny. Like, I've never seen you in this building before. Like, I also work in this building. And she's like, oh, yeah, like, well, I work at this company. And he was like, I also work at that company.
Oh.
And so they literally, like, go up in the elevator together. And she's like, fuck. He knows I don't work here. And so she's like, okay, like, actually, I'm just interviewing. And he's like, okay. Like, he kind of, like, sees what she's doing. She, like, gets the job or whatever. And there's, like, this tension between them right? Because they're, like, the two, like, native people in the whole company.
Yeah.
They're obviously, like, they call him Dan, even though his name is, like, Danawa. Yeah. And
okay.
So, like, can you get Dan from IT? Yeah.
Dan?
Yeah.
That's a crime.
Yeah. And so,
Not
like,
Dan.
she calls him Danawa to people, and they're just like, who are you trying? And she's like, no, like, Dan from IT. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Just say his name because it's really not that hard. That just kind of shows people of color, like, trying... They're, like, in spaces that are mostly, like, white, and that's just kind of, like, pushed onto them. Or they're like, well, I can't really say that. Someone call you Dan. She, like, kind of goes from, like, an accountant, right? And she's just, like, taking notes. Like, yeah, I'll just, like, Google this tonight and, like, do my job. Because she doesn't have her degree yet. And then she kind of, like, moves up into a different position. And the boss is like, okay, you need to come on this, like, work trip with me. And she's like, okay, like, this is crazy. I've never been on a plane. They're literally on a private jet. The wealth disparity difference is just, like, crazy to her, right? Like, she has never, like, had any of these things. But she's, like, proud that she is where she is because she got there on her own. Dan from IT also has to go on this trip. Yeah.
Dan.
And maybe it's a giant resort, right, that they're having this trip at, but they're overbooked and they accidentally booked them in the same room.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah.
I love that trope!
There are so many fucking, like, the way they find out is hilarious, okay? But also, like, when they first meet, fucking hilarious. I was dying laughing. Like, this whole goddamn book. Okay? But then, like, he is, like, witnessing her tell these lies. He kind of knows why, obviously coming from, like, a Native American background, as to why you try to placate people so they won't, like, look at you too closely, kind of thing. And so he kind of gets it, but then he's also like, why are you lying also to me? Because she's a little embarrassed that she's, like, not as financially stable as he is, too.
Yeah, but he's in a different place.
But he's also come from that. So, like, he also understands. The dynamic of that, I love. Girl had me stressed, okay? She had me fucking stressed. Like, she's just, like, telling lies at work. She's, like, telling lies to him. Like, she's, like, lying to everybody. She's always getting into these terrible situations because of it. So funny, okay? And it was an amazing, like, rom-com, too. The discussion around Native Americans and stuff was obviously so on the nose, too. Like, I literally can't wait for her next one to come out. This was, like, literally 5 stars. You need to read it, and you need to read Love is a War Song when it comes out because it's cowboys. Okay, we love cowboy romance. It literally says, liar, liar, heart on fire on the cover. Yeah. It was hilarious, guys. I love this so much. I just love all the, like, little elements of Oklahoma. I love, like, the discussion around, like, people of color, especially in, like, a mainly white workplace and, like, in society, too. She just did such a good job with that, and this was so enjoyable. Okay?
Yes,
like,
Danica.
Yes. I love this. You need to read it.
Okay.
I'm like, this is another one that you need to read, because it was, like, again, laugh out loud funny. Like, I can't.
This is the part in the month where I started reading 3 different books.
Yeah.
I think I got up to 4 at some point.
Yeah.
But I was just reading a lot of different things. I'll just go by the order of how I finished it. Because there's a lot of overlapping books. But the first one I finished, I finally got into my fantasy. I am done with the fantasy slump. I am back into it. And horror helped me with that. Yeah. First one, Firebird, Juliette Cross. Now, I remember you telling me there was a little bit of something going on with
there was, like, some controversy going on with it. So basically, I was seeing online, people were saying they didn't like that she is a slave owned by, like, the love interest. And then other people were like, this is, like, ancient Rome politics. Like, this is kind of how it went. People, like, didn't like that dynamic. Which, okay, I get, but if it fits ancient Rome, okay. And then I think also the main thing was when people were reading the arcs of it, like the advanced copies, that they were saying that it needs to have a warning maybe in the beginning that it is, like, a slave owner dynamic. And then some people that actually, like, finished the book were kind of like, this isn't really a problem in the book. So it was kind of going back and forth. And then I was like, is all this criticism coming from people that haven't even read the goddamn book? Because, like, that is wild. I get you can be like, oh, this is, like, slave owner, I guess. Like, it's kind of icky. Like, I feel like they were literally out for her throat. And I was like, I don't know if these people have even read the book. I don't know. So they did add an author's note.
That's what I'm
Okay, so for the finished thing, I did add an author's note. I think reading, like, the thing, you could probably kind of tell what it is. It literally says, a conqueror captivated, a witch prophesies to save them all, a world where dragons rule Rome.
I read it.
Yeah.
All right. And I will tell you how I feel about it, considering all of that.
Yeah.
Because I bought it before I even knew about, like, this whole conversation online.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to read the author's note because it gives you the gist of the feedback, I'm assuming, that she got from everything.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the author's note. It says, the cultured yet brutal civilization of ancient Rome served as inspiration for this fantasy world. However, it is meant to be a reimagining of the Roman Empire, not one of historical accuracy. I use creative license frequently to serve the story. One example is that Melina Bihari and her family are from the ancient territory of Dacia.
I think it's Dacia.
Dacia? Dacia?
Yeah.
Modern day Romania. However, in the book they speak Romanian, not Dacian. Dacian. This is because the Dacian, it is an extinct language and was not recorded. I choose the language of the people who live there today. I've also reinvented some of the gods, goddesses, and mythology of Rome in this world. Pure blood Romans share ancestry with ancient titans, dragons, and the gods themselves. Their power is divine. Like the historical Rome, they use their power and strength to conquer and burn and enslave. And as history proves, there will always be rebellion and revolution in the face of oppression and tyranny.
I feel
it's a
like
made-up world.
That last line was kind of, you guys, this is the first in the book. Obviously, this is not how the series is going to go.
Yeah, I read it.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was good. Don't really see the criticism because clearly it's ancient Rome. I feel like if you're going to do ancient Rome, you got to do what they did.
Yeah.
Which is enslave people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she is an enslaved woman. Clearly, the progress of the book, she does not stay enslaved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? Just want to point that out there. That is basically, it's like guilt from Raven Kennedy. Homegirl is also enslaved.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like there's a lot of other books that maybe start out this way, and, like, for some reason, like, this author was trying to be canceled.
It's written by a woman.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is getting empowered to free yourself from situations that were maybe out of your control. You know? And historically, like, this is, you know, ancient Rome. And, yeah, I could see maybe a little bit that, like, I guess her master or whatever was the love interest. But, like, he had other slaves. And he was like, I am against what my uncle is doing. Like, he's against all of it. So, yes, he, like, took her, but, like, to kind of free her in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, you're under my house, but, like, whatever. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I didn't see anything wrong with it.
I feel like, I guess, in that culture, if he is expected to own slaves, like, I guess that would be him trying to do something different.
Yeah, he's trying to put
in
up
those
a front.
Circumstances.
Like, he's trying to take down.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing they're going to be leading the revolution in the next couple of books. But people, I just don't think could be patient enough to get to that.
I don't know. It's a series.
Yeah,
it's gonna continue on, and he wants to lead, like, the takedown of his uncle. Like, he's like, no. Pretty quick read. The world was cool. It's the first time that I've seen something like this, so I would say read it.
I feel like it's weird that people are, like, really fighting for different representations in books and stuff when she wants to write about an issue, a political issue that was a thing in ancient Rome, and use that as a backdrop for these two characters to break out of that. Yeah. Then it's a problem. I don't know.
Y'all pick and choose. That's pretty much it.
I mean, she added the author's note after she got that critique back, so like I think that was good. Yeah, I think if someone comes out and says like this is going to be a series, you gotta know there's gonna be development in this book.
She was not gonna be enslaved for the whole fucking series. That don't make no sense to even have that assumption.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of the critique came from people that hadn't even read the book yet.
Well, I read it.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you that I liked it.
And I feel like a lot of the critique, like, I didn't see much, like, when the book actually then came out. But you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Okay. I read the rest of the ones that were out.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I listened to them all. So after Fragile Sanctuary, it's Delicate Escape, Broken Harbor, and Beautiful Exile. There's 2 more books to come out in this series. Or at least 2 more that have been announced. I think that will be it. I was fucking hooked.
Okay, I gotta read them.
I was hooked. I would say, like, you would know this from the first one, too, that you have to kind of suspend your disbelief a little bit, right? Because the first one, there was 2 bad guys, and they just both happened to be going after, like, the same person. Like, it was kind of crazy, right? And you're like, this is insane. Like, that would never happen in real life. Like, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to just suspend your disbelief a little bit. Everyone in this family has someone bad after them. They're all romantic suspense. Okay? Everyone has a crazy past. Somehow they all ended up in this tiny town. Apparently, there's all these very shady, bad people in this one tiny town.
You're making me want to read them now.
Yeah, it's just like, you have to kind of get over that and just enjoy the book for what it is. Okay, I will say that. Getting over that, I was like, oh my god, there's 2 bad people in this town again? Oh my god, this whole family has someone after it. It has someone after every single person in the family. So book 2 is on Shepard Coulson. He owns the construction company that, like, we kind of heard of in book 1. They never say who the girl is on the back, so I guess I won't either. But she is someone who was, like, very guarded in book 1. And so she's you're like, she's running from something. Okay? And he, like, wants to break down her walls and, like, figure out what it is.
I need to. Like, I was so excited to read that one. I need to.
Yeah, so that one, highly recommend. Love that. Cope Coulson, okay? And he is the hockey player. So he's the one that, like, doesn't really live in the town that often. She's someone that, like, kind of ends up struggling a little bit. And he is like, I need to help her. Like, she's a staple in this small town. I don't want to say much more because I don't want to spoil who it is. Even though it kind of does say, it mentions on the back that she has a son.
And we meet all these people in book 1.
Yeah, so you have met them. It's just, like, how they come together. Because I was like, he doesn't even live there. Like, how is this couple gonna come together? But yeah, that one was really, really good, too. Beautiful Exile. This one surprised me about who the guy was. Because you didn't meet him until this book.
Okay, he comes in later.
Yeah,
okay.
And so it's one of the sisters.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. And she was voiced by Samantha Brentmore, by the way. Yeah.
She's currently doing the audio I'm listening to right now.
And one of these was Connor Grace. And then one was Teddy Hamilton. Yeah.
Praise to the narrator.
I know. So, like, these were good audiobooks as well. So you meet the guy in that one. But this one is Arden. And she is the artist who's, like, super reserved. Okay? And, like, they kind of get put into, like, a situation where they have to see each other, like, kind of often. Yeah. I don't want to, like, spoil too many things for these, you know what I mean? Because you still have to read them.
Yes.
But
you're making me want to read them.
These are just, like...
Oh, boy.
I literally... Okay. I finished Delicate Escape, okay? And then I didn't have any more audiobook credits anywhere. And I was like, okay, like, it's fine. I'll, like, listen to something else. These are only on Audible.
Yeah.
So I bought credits for these because I could literally not bring myself to listen to anything else.
Yeah, you had to.
I had to keep going.
Yeah.
I had to know what else was happening. They're shocking because it's romantic suspense. So you always have the moment where you're like, oh my god, like someone's always almost dying. Yep. Okay. Someone's like getting shot, getting stabbed, getting run off the road, getting pushed off a cliff. Like, it's insanity. It's literally crazy. But I'm obsessed. So yeah, you need to keep reading these.
Yeah, I have to.
They're so entertaining.
All right, now that you read them,
yeah,
for sure. Next one. Oh my god, I feel like this one has been on my TBR for like over a year. Or like a year.
On mine too, but I haven't read it yet.
I read it because I was curious as to all this hype around it.
Yeah.
All that. I didn't go for this one first because the audio was really long.
Yeah.
And coming out of a fantasy slump, let me do a smaller one. So I did Firebird. That one was a quick one. All right, y'all. Don't hold your breath. Quicksilver. I know Alondra is excited that I finished this one.
Yeah.
Quicksilver, Callie Hart. Everyone knows about this damn book.
Yeah.
Everyone has seen it. It's circulated TikTok. Everyone's excited for book 2. I was like, okay, book 2 is coming out soon. Let me get into this. What is it that got everybody hooked on this? I could see why. I do want to say, I feel like it was overhyped, in my opinion. It's really good. I'm not saying it's bad, but you know how people get really excited, and so then they're just like, oh my god, you need to read it,
Yeah.
I could see why. I do think it is a little bit too long. Could have definitely been shorter, kind of like that whole Iron Flame thing. Could have been shorter.
Yeah.
Overall, really enjoyed this. I would say, I don't know, I give this a 5 out of 5. It's a good one. Yeah. It's about the Fae worlds and, you know, different realms or whatever. The main character, she gets thrust into the Fae world.
Is she human?
Yes.
Okay.
She's human. She was like, Fae don't exist. It's all myth. It's all myth.
Oh, so they had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
There's talk of Fae. It's kind of like a cautionary tale in their world. She's like, yeah, no, I don't believe in this. I don't believe in this. She kind of like gets caught because she steals something very important. And the queen is like, girl, you're in trouble. Like, you're yeah. Things happen. I don't want to give too much away because I know, like, if you've read it, you know what happens. If you didn't, I don't want to, you know, spoil it or whatever. Yeah. And so then she gets thrust into this world. And I just want to say, Fisher, this man right here, the epitome of cold and just, like, grumpy. He's gone through a lot, so there's a reason why he's like that. And, yeah, I want to say... It is slow burn. It's like a good fantasy book to read. So if you were thinking about reading Quicksilver because everybody and their mom is reading Quicksilver, I would say, I sated my curiosity. I'll read book 2. Yeah, cool. It's good. There's a lot of cool magic, you know, alchemy and shit.
You know alchemy and shit.
I enjoyed myself in the journey. I do think it was a little bit too long, but... Fine.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's fine. Yay. It all has to do with the world building stuff. It was good. I liked it.
My next one that I finished literally last night, finally, clap for me guys, was Hopeless by Elsie Silver. So I have my Heartless shirt on today and my little cowboy necklace.
Finally!
Yeah. First of all, this one was fucking amazing. Okay. When I finished this, I texted you and I was like, I think the reason why I like didn't read this one for so long was because when I finished it, then it would be over. Like, the whole series would be over. And I got kind of emotional. Especially because they have, like, the bonus scene. Yeah. Yeah, I was crying. Of course I fucking cried. It was the dad.
I know.
I know.
It was so good.
It kind of shook me a little bit, though, because now I'm like, was this one my favorite? Yeah. Bailey in this is fucking hilarious. Okay, like, she had me just racking up. It's Bo. It's the brother that was in the military, and then he got captured, and then he has to be back home to, like, recover. They've always gone to the Railspur bar, right? And Bailey Jansen is the bartender there. And she's from, like, the bad family in town, okay? And so, like, no one really likes her, but she's, like, trying to, like, work herself out of this town. Because she, like, wants to go to college and, like, get a good job and, like, kind of get away from the, I guess, the judgments that everyone has on her due to her terrible family. So they're not really, like, having those judgments, assumptions about her necessarily. But just because she's part of this family, they're grouping her in, with their bad reputation. And so he comes back from, you know, he has to recover. He is back in the town, and he's just like, he's kind of lost. He doesn't have a mission. He doesn't, like, know what he's doing. They're, like, talking one night because he goes to the bar to, like, drink his sorrows away. And she's like, why are you getting drunk in my bar? Let me read the tagline for this to set it up, right? So it says, she's sure her last name has ruined any chance for her in this town, so he offers her his. And so she's like, I can't get another job because no one will hire me because I'm a Jansen. He's like, well, what if you weren't a Jansen anymore? Like, what if you were an Eaton? Like, you would be able to get a second job then to work your way out of the town. And she's like, I don't know if it'll work. And he's like, yeah, well, let's try. And so they become fake engaged so that she will, like, hopefully have a better reputation. So she lives in this, like, little trailer on, like, her family's farm. And after this whole thing, he, like, literally goes with his truck, hooks her trailer up to his truck, and pulls her trailer over to his property. And it's like, you're gonna live on my land now. Fucking loved it.
What a man.
I loved it, yeah. Yeah, and she is just, she's way younger than he is, first of all. So he's like, this is kind of inappropriate. She's 22. I think he's like, what, 35? 34? Oh, 35, yeah. And also, she is unexperienced. So... he is like, I need to be hands off no matter what because she is a virgin and I am not and I'm way older. And he's like, I can't have these feelings for her because she's literally 22. They have to play fake fiancés to each other.
What a trope.
It's so good. Yeah, I know. It's like the combination of like they're literally fake engaged but she's a virgin. But obviously she's not innocent. So she just asks him these like out of pocket questions all of the time. Yeah. Like, sex-related questions. And she's like, well, I have no one else to ask, so I'm just gonna ask you because you're, like, my fake fiancé anyway. And literally, it kills me. One day she was, like, at the bar, I think, and she was like, have you ever had a threesome? And he's just like, what the why are you asking me about threesome? It kills me. She is so funny. She has, like, no filter with him. I love their story a lot.
Yeah, it is a good one.
It's so good.
It's a good one.
Like, yeah, I loved it. Obviously, if you haven't read Chestnut Spring series, you need to.
You do.
You need to. It's so good. So I'm happy I finally finished that. Yay!
Took a whole second reread, but you got it.
Yeah!
You got through it.
Exactly.
Now you gotta read her other series.
I know. I'm excited to go on to the next.
My next one that I finished, I read this during the course of the last two. So, like, I think I started this one first and finished it, like, after reading the two fantasy books I read. And it's Hungerstone by Kat Dunn. This one is a retelling of Carmilla.
Oh, okay. I don't think I knew that.
It's a queer retelling of Carmilla. I saw it when it first came out in the bookstore, and I was like, kind of want to add it to my TBR, but because I'm so iffy on Carmilla itself, I kind of prejudged it, which I shouldn't do that. And so I ended up picking it up because I was like, I have to, especially if it's a woman and she's like retelling Carmilla from, you know, a woman's POV and it's queer. I have to. This is my last book in June that I read. And I was like, okay, perfect way to end it. Yeah. Because it was really, really good. It's my first time with Kat Dunn's writing and I really, really liked it.
Nice.
Like, the writing is just so... There's something about it that is so good. Like, she really gets in the dark elements of this time period. Main character, she's married to some guy that she was like, yeah, sure, let's get married. Yeah. Why not? Carmilla comes into the picture. It's like, oh my god, my carriage accident. I gotta be, like, in bed for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. This woman is, like, trying to live her life and trying to, like, you know, figure out her vibe in this place. Being, like, the woman of the house, having to do all these parties and all this stuff for her husband.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting. But while she's trying to do her wifely duties, she's, like, having these, like, I want to say night terrors with like with Carmilla kind of like in like her like peripheral, like she's like laying in bed one night and like she sees like cloth pass by her, like a little peek of like a dress and she like has this pressure on her chest and like she wakes up with, like, these puncture wounds in her neck. You just see her, like, not really sitting comfortably in this role that she has and in this life. Mm-hmm. And Carmilla is like, you could have any life you want.
Yeah.
You just got to take it.
Interesting. Yeah.
And so then, obviously, there's love between them, because obviously that's what this retelling is. Mm-hmm. And it's good because it's like a good for her ending. Ooh, like, she gets her lick back, basically. Kind of like the Diary of Blood. It's sort of a similar ending. Yeah, so I really enjoyed this. This was a good one. I would 100% recommend this one.
Okay. You saying it's kind of like Diary of Blood now has me kind of like, should I read that one?
Yeah, it's like a Diary of Blood. Like, the way it ends is very similar.
Okay, interesting.
5 out of 5 for that book. It was good.
What are we currently reading right now? So I am currently listening to Whiskey Business, Ellie Fletcher. Yeah. I'm enjoying it so far. I decided to listen to this one because I saw the second one and I read like the back of the second one and I was like, that sounds really interesting. Let me read the first one because they are interconnected. Mary Alice has it. Yeah. So this is Elliot Fletcher. It's in Scotland. Okay. She is like this big time actress. And then she finds out that her grandfather has died. And so she goes back to his like whole estate. On the estate, there's a whiskey distillery that he also like owned. And there's the guy like running it. Okay. And they like knew each other when they were younger because they were like, you know, it's a small, like, tiny island off of Scotland. So, like, everyone knows everyone. And so he's running it now. She comes back to, like, come to the estate and then literally breaks into the manor house. And he's like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. So that's how they, like, meet again. She is kind of like, we need to turn this whiskey business around. Very proud of myself for that one.
Okay. Okay.
And so she like is like, I'm gonna help you with the business, and he's like, no, you're just a celebrity, like you don't know what you're doing. And so they have this tension too, because he is again very grumpy, very cold, and she's like, he literally hates me because I'm just like a celebrity. But she's also kind of like running from something, like something kind of happened in her career. We don't like know the whole extent of it yet. And so she's kind of, like, wanting to escape that as well. It's, like, the whole thing of, like, we don't know how long she's even going to be here for. Is she going to just try to sell the whole estate and the whiskey distillery? Like, what's going to happen? But, yeah, so they start to work together, make the business successful kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. I like this one a lot. The reason why I picked up this one was you also picked it up. Because on the back of the second one, Scotch on the Rocks, first of all, she looks like a little goth. And I love it. She's, like, black nail polish. She is a little bit. I'm finding out on this one. So this one, it says, the Macabre Brother Rulebook, according to Juniper Ross. Number 1, don't look at a macabre brother. Number 2, don't talk to a macabre brother. Or is it McCabe? I think it's McCabe. I bet. Don't talk to a McCabe brother. 3, don't even think about a McCabe brother. It's pretty tough for June to follow her own rules, considering one brother is in love with her best friend, one brother is her ex-fiancé, and one is super hot, small-town hero, Callum McCabe.
Oh my god.
So she was engaged to the other brother. And, like, they're separated. He's a piece of shit.
I just bought them because I liked the covers.
Yeah, I
didn't even
that got part. Me, and I was like, ooh! And so I was like, let me listen to this. I am enjoying this a lot. I'm almost done with this. Yeah, so they're definitely enjoyable. It's Scotland. Like, you know, if you want, like, a good Scottish romance. The setting is super cute. They're, like, it's an island, and they live, like, kind of near the beach, so they do go to the beach and stuff sometimes. But yeah, these are super cute. I'm liking them a lot right now.
Is there anything else you're reading?
I'm also reading Triple Duty Bodyguards, which, again, is really funny because she is also a celebrity. So they're both celebrities in both of those. Her security team did a shit job at protecting her. Someone broke into her literal bedroom, okay?
Oh, gosh.
And did stuff over her body. And her sleeping body. So she's like, I need new security guards. And so they come in and they're like, you need 24/7 protection from all 3 of us. It's Lily Gold, so you know where it's going.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm really, really enjoying this one. Yeah. Again, so far, I'm like, I think I might be enjoying this one better than the Nanny for the Neighbors one so far. So we'll see. I don't think I'm that far in it yet. So they're basically, like, trying to protect her against her stalker because he was not caught after he broke into her bedroom. Yeah. So I'm liking this one a lot so far.
Lily Gold is just good.
Yeah. They're good.
Mm-hmm. I am currently reading 3 books. I started The Night and the Moth. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Rachel Gillig.
Yeah.
One Dark Window duology. Mm-hmm. I love that duology. So I was like, let me start this. Mm-hmm. So far, world building, excellent. Storytelling, excellent. Mm-hmm. Her writing is just whimsical. Mm-hmm. It's very, very lyrical, very descriptive. I like it so far.
Yeah.
I didn't know what this was about either because I didn't read the jacket.
Yeah.
And right now it's basically this group of women who are prophets.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Like they could tell the future.
Yeah.
And the way to tell the future is they drown them.
The women drown who?
So they
sacrifice one of themselves?
They do like this picking.
Yeah.
Like they choose which one of them will do the drowning. And then they come back to life.
Oh!
And that during that process of dying, they see the future.
Interesting.
By like these images and like they're like in this place. Uh-huh. And they're experiencing things, and that's the prophecy. So basically, that's what I found out so far. I'm not that deep into it. Like I'm like maybe a few chapters in. Mm-hmm. Very, very like very beginning.
That seems really interesting.
It's a cool concept. Mm-hmm. I'm not really that deep into it. Love it though. I started 7 Year Itch because I was at jury duty last week. I needed to read something.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to read something funny.
Yeah.
So I picked up Amy Dawes because I read 9-Month Contract and that was really funny. Mm-hmm. So far, this is hilarious.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I was giggling to myself in jury duty and I'm just like, I hope no one can read what I'm reading because it's kind of like intense.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, she is going to like the sex club.
Okay.
She's like, we get it from his POV too.
Okay.
And he's like, she kind of looks familiar. Who is that? Ah! And then like tries to intercept. And it's like, no, you're not doing this. This is not you. Uh-huh. And they have like this banter, like this history of like not liking each other. Okay. Right? Like they do not like each other.
Yeah.
And she's like, I could be here if I want to. You don't know me. Why do you keep acting like you know me?
Yeah.
And he's like, I do know you. This is not you. Uh-huh. You're not doing this. Uh-huh. And it's so, like, the things that happen, obviously, the people from book 1, they are getting married, right?
Okay.
And so they go to this, they, like, invite everyone they know, like, friends and stuff, to all paid for trip to the wedding and kind of have, like, a getaway. And the whole time they are fighting and bantering and all that. It's just so good. And the niece is basically like the matchmaker.
She's like trying to get everyone together. Yeah.
So she's like, all right, they gotta have the one bedroom. Yeah. So she kind of like influences them like, you gotta say that all the rooms are taken or like basically they're having work done or whatever. And so there's only this one room and it's a really nice room. It was giving not safe for work.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying this so far. I'm this far in and it's really, really funny.
Yeah.
Something spicy already happens.
Oh, damn. All right.
She is divorced, so she hasn't been with someone for a long time.
Yeah.
And she's like, I just need to get out there.
Yeah.
And then I'm also listening to Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to know what everybody was talking about, kind of like what Quicksilver. Alondra read it, and she really, really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I'm also really, really enjoying this.
Oh, yeah?
This one is good.
Yeah.
Like, I like this one a lot. This one's interesting. She is part of the royal family. She's a princess. Mm-hmm. But she's from the previous marriage that the king had. Okay. Because her mom died. Mm-hmm. This is all backstory. Okay. This is not spoiling anything. Yeah. And so she's kind of treated like not really a princess. Okay. Like she has gray dresses. They tell her to dye her hair because her hair is like red and curly. And it's just like unfair treatment. Her younger sister is like the golden prize. Like she knows how to fight. She's trained. Mm-hmm. Like she is the Sparrow, which we come to find out that the Sparrow is basically to get married to another kingdom for like alliance purposes. The other kingdom comes and it's like, yeah, so we're here, you know, for the whole marriage thing. Tell me why. They're like, no, we don't want her. We want her.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And they're like,
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. Like, we want you to marry her, not this one over here. Like, no. And she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This was not in the plan. Like, I don't want to get married. I don't want, what why do they want me? She's unprepared for this.
Oh, no.
And they're like, well, we can't, you know.
Yeah.
Change it because they want you. They don't want your sister.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So they take her, and everything that happens after that, I'm just like, oh my god. I stopped at a good part too. I'm pretty far. Like I'm pretty far. I don't know where I am, but I know I'm more than halfway. This was good.
Yeah.
This one's good.
That's exciting.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the reveal. There's something that is, I don't know, because Alondra didn't, like, I texted her about it, and she didn't, like, confirm or deny.
Yeah.
But I did.
She's like, I'm not spoiling it for you.
Yeah, I did, like, tell her, I was like, this is what I think is happening.
Yeah.
And so I'm just waiting for the reveal of whether or not I'm right.
Okay.
Or wrong.
Yeah.
I know it's coming soon. Like, I feel it. I'm enjoying this one.
That sounds good.
You'll like that one.
Yeah, okay, good. What about our TBR? So what are we going to read next? One that's on both of our TBRs for very, very, very soon, obviously, is going to be Overruled by Lana Ferguson, because it's Lana.
Yes.
Duh. I'm super excited for this. Yeah, I think it's rival lawyers. Determined to only share beds and not hearts, discover that love is something that can't be overruled in the steamy contemporary. Yeah.
So they probably don't believe in, like,
they don't believe in
marriage and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I could see the. Oh my god.
Yeah.
The way she. Oh.
Yep.
I can't even talk.
We're so excited for this. We're both gonna be reading this like ASAP.
I've been hearing a lot about this, and again, Alondra read it.
Yeah.
Just to see what the hell was up with this.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people know about this book and the
conspiracy surrounding who the author is.
Yeah, and just how weird the release was.
The campaign, the ad campaigns.
So, Silver Elite, Danny Francis. We don't know who this person is.
No.
I just wanted to buy it, but I feel like I don't know who it is, so I'm scared that I gave my money to someone that's problematic. Because, I don't know, I feel like all this, like, down low thing, I feel like they would say who it was if it wasn't such a big deal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the publisher also was like, this is a well-known author. And then they, like, didn't say who it actually was. Yeah, I feel like that's why a lot of people are, like, wanting to know who the author is, too, because they feel like it's someone that is very problematic.
I've heard that this is, like, a book written by AI. So, I want to, see what it's about. And the way that they kind of described it was spicy Hunger Games. Why they would promote it like that, I don't know. But we're going to see. I will give you all the tea and my opinions when I read it, because I will read it. I just want to know from my own, experience what this is giving. Yeah, I mean,
I was like, I'm not that big of a dystopian girly. So
it's okay. I'll read it.
I was, like, intrigued, and I almost bought it, and then I was like, I'm not a dystopian person. Why am I going to buy this? So I put it back.
So I'll read it and I'll let you know.
Yeah, just super quick. I'm definitely going to be listening to Scotch on the Rocks next, because I'm already liking Whiskey Business. I'm almost done with it. So this is going to be my next listen. So I'll definitely be talking about it in the next video.
Okay, A Curse Carved in Bone. Danielle Jensen.
Yeah.
I read the first one and really enjoyed it. This is book 2. I believe it's just a duology. The way the book 1 left off, I was like, I gotta read this. So I will be definitely picking this up. Yeah. The first one was pretty quick, so I'm assuming I'll read this one quick. Yeah. And I'm in my fantasy kick, so I gotta read all the fantasy books I got. Yeah. Really good. Vikings. Yeah. And dragons.
Oh, I didn't know it's dragons.
Vikings and dragons.
I was gonna say, I feel like I might try to do this one because it's a duology to get me back into fantasy.
It's a good one to get into.
Yeah, because now it's completed too. Yes. So it's like, I don't have to wait for anything.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like it. And I still remember book 1, so I gotta read this so that I don't have to read book 1, which I wouldn't mind. Yeah. But it's kind of fresh in my mind, so I should take advantage of that.
You should read those one right after the other. Some people think that Danny Francis is Danielle Jensen. Okay. So you should read them, like, back to back.
To see if
I
get to see.
Okay. I'm gonna probably continue I feel like pretty soon, I'll see Silver. So I'm going to go on to Gold Rush Ranch because you haven't read the Rose Hill series yet.
I feel like we should do it together.
Yeah, so maybe if I can, like, get through this one relatively quickly, then maybe we can go on to Rose Hill together. I know this one wasn't your favorite. I think I'm gonna physically read. So if the audiobook kind of irked you, I'm gonna physically read this one. So we'll see.
Yeah. I think you're gonna like it.
Elsie is just so fucking good.
Yeah, she is.
So I remember, like, when I was reading Hopeless, I was like, I'm so happy to be back in an Elsie Silver book. I want to read fantasy again, but I feel like I'm fully in small town still.
Take advantage of that.
And it's summer, and there's so many good ones. And so I'm like, I feel like I need to keep reading small town right now. So I'm thoroughly enjoying, like, being in this space.
And I have Paisley Hope. I have both of these books. I have Wolf, book 3 of the Silver Pine series, Riding the High. I love this series.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to get into this one.
I know.
Either one. Yeah. I might do both. I might do one. We'll see which one I go towards. Yeah. But yeah, Paisley Hope is really good.
I think this one is a little bit darker because it's like a motorcycle club.
Yes.
Yeah.
The cover's so good. Look at that. Look at
I
that
know.
cover.
See, there's so many, and then Riding the High, I'm like, I need to start reading those because
these are so good.
Yeah, I'm very
blacked out
into this right now.
I blacked out with book 1 and 2. I just read one right after the other. I could not focus on anything else.
If I do try to get myself back into fantasy, I might do a Fate Inked in Blood duology, but more likely, I'm probably going to do, like, an urban fantasy again. Wicked Deeds on a Winter's Night came out very, very recently. Literally yesterday to when we're filming this. And this is the next in the Immortals After Dark series. I have not read this one. So I bought the first 2 because I really like the covers, and then I listened to them. And then I was like, I kind of feel like I want to read these. So I haven't listened or read this one yet. So I'm very excited. Every time I talk about these, I just tell people, like... You're reading them because, like, the women are so badass.
They really
honestly,
are. Yeah.
Like, this is why I like these so much. And the men in these are just total simps for them. Okay? Like, And so I'm just like, that's why I love these so much. It is modern day. They're all Valkyries. And it also has, like, vampires. There's a whole bunch of creatures. Mainly vampires and werewolves are what we've had so far. She's a witch in this one, though. So this is, like, kind of separate. So they're all called the Lore, and they just all, like, live in this mansion in New Orleans. All the Valkyries do. And so now it's, like, they're following other people. So now we get one of the other werewolf brothers, and then, like, this witch that he meets during the games of the second book, too. So, like, now we're meeting the other characters. So I'm very excited for this. The other one that I'm like, maybe I'll get into, because it's also short and urban fantasy, is Dark Fever by Karen Marie Moning. It's the Fever series. I don't really know anything about this. All I know is that the same person that recommended Alana Andrews and Cressley Cole also likes this series. And I think this is also a long series. They re-released these new covers 3 at a time. So the first 3 are out right now. 11. I think there's 11 in this series. Yeah, so her sister is murdered. And she's trying to figure out, like, what happened. And she's just, like, a regular modern woman. And then she kind of is thrown into another, like, magical world kind of thing while she's trying to figure out who murdered her sister. Yeah, I might also start this. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I feel like this might also get me into fantasy. I don't know. Maybe I'll just stay in small town until fall. I feel like fall will be fantasy vibes for me.
Yeah, fall and winter are high fantasy. I was too curious as to, like, all this hype around these books. So I was like, let me just get into it because I couldn't. So I guess more so my curiosity is what pulled me into... like, back into fantasy.
See, the thing is, like, you'll, like, start books and, like, if you're not feeling it, you just stop them for, like, whenever, and I feel like I can't do that. I feel like if I start it, I need to, like, actually read it, and I feel like that's kind of what's holding me back. It's, like, I feel like I need to just start one and see.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
You gotta start a shorter one. You can't, like, go into, like, Quicksilver that's, like,
I know.
Huge.
I know.
Because that's not... I picked Firebird for that reason.
Yeah.
Because I was in the slump. And it's quick. Like, it's a short, like, read. I know I want to read that, but definitely not. Yeah. And, like, the Silver Elite, that's why I waited.
Yeah.
Like, I'm reading all these fantasies because I'm like... Yeah. if it's like I've seen like people saying like it was okay.
Yeah.
And if it's an okay book and I'm trying to read it, imagine I just DNF it.
Well, yeah, who knows? Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
But yeah, that is this video is probably so long. That is our June wrap up. What are we currently reading and what are we maybe going to read for July? If you have read any of the same ones we did, let us know what you also thought in the comments. What do you guys have on your TBRs for July? Because there are so many books coming out.
I know. July
8th we have Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. We have Rose in Chains, and then I think there's like one or two other ones that like we've been waiting on too. Yeah, there's a lot coming out.
A lot.
There's a lot on our TBR, guys. Help.
Send help.
Send help.
That's funny.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you in the next video.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.